Hi, my name is George Janis. I'm president of Consumer Debt Counselors, headquartered in Winter Park, Florida. Our agency works with individuals struggling with student loan debt. And a question that asked very, very often is, what can I do to reduce my student loan debt? Now that can mean many things to different people. What do they mean to actually reduce the amount of the debt? But for many people, what that means is, what do I do to reduce this into a manageable payment? And further, often what the real meaning is there, how do I go about making certain that I have a logical plan to actually move myself out of this student loan debt? There are many different loan types, and there are a number of different options, almost 19 different options for each loan type, each one having certain advantages and certain disadvantages. What we do with a client is first do an assessment. We first of all get a clear picture of their financial picture, what their finances are like, what their goals and what their objectives are like, because only from knowing that can you better assess what options are available. Then we've developed a state-of-the-art software platform that assists our counselors rapidly, after gathering all this critical information, to identify very rapidly all of the programs that are available to you as the consumer. Within that, our counselor is then able to walk you step by step through each of the options that apply to your loans, understanding both the benefits and the downsides of each option, so that you are in the best position to make a decision for yourself of how you can rapidly manage your current level of payment, if you are struggling with that, how you can manage the debt itself to repay this obligation in a reasonable period of time, and move out of debt. We really encourage people to take the time to go through this assessment process. There's a lot of information throughout the internet and bits and pieces, but really those bits and pieces don't always help each individual consumer if there isn't first an overall assessment and understanding of all of the options. That's our expertise, is taking all of the options available, putting it in a concise, understandable format so that you're able to work with an advisor to better understand exactly the options that will be best for you. I encourage you to work with an advisor as rapidly as possible. The longer student loan debt is in default status, the larger it grows, the more difficult it is to tackle later. Tackling it sooner is better than later. The interesting thing that we hear from many of our consumers is the tremendous amount of relief that they have at the conclusion of the counseling session, understanding that the problem is not as difficult as they thought it was. The most difficult part was making the call seeking the help. We'd encourage you to make that call. Thank you for taking the time to listen. My name is George Janis. I'm president of Consumer Debt Counselors, located in Winter Park, Florida.